You are born into a world already labeled. Before you learn to walk, they begin to measure you. Are you normal? Are you safe? Are you sane? You are taught to wear your mind like a suit, pressed, presentable, zipped up at the right places. You smile when it's expected. You cry in private. You learn early that feelings must be filtered, that thoughts must be trimmed, that chaos must be concealed. But what happens when the suit doesn't fit? What happens when your mind begins to scream truths the world refuses to hear? You don't fall into madness. You are pushed by the pressures, the performance, the slow suffocation of pretending to be someone you're not. You start to see the cracks in the walls. You notice that people laugh without joy, work without purpose, live without living. You speak this aloud, and they call it delusion. You question reality, and they call it psychosis. You cry out, and they diagnose you. There was once a man who looked at madness and didn't see brokenness. He saw a message, a method, a revolt. His name was R.D. Laing, a Scottish psychiatrist with the eyes of a poet and the heart of a heretic. He asked what few dared to. What if madness is not an illness, but a sane response to an insane world? Laing watched how families crushed the soul beneath the surface of smiles, how society pathologized pain instead of listening to it. He looked into the eyes of the so-called mad and saw something terrifyingly familiar: truth stripped of its mask. He wrote of the divided self, a soul split in two, one part conforming, the other silently screaming. And sometimes that silent part, too long ignored, erupts, not because it's broken, but because it can no longer pretend. Madness, in Laing's eyes, wasn't random. It was a voyage, a painful, necessary descent into the depths of the self, like a caterpillar dissolving in its cocoon. It looks like death, but it's the beginning of transformation. He believed that to truly help the mentally ill, we had to walk with them into their abyss, not with restraints or labels, but with presence, with love, with the courage to witness what they see. You begin to wonder, what if the schizophrenic is not escaping reality, but exposing its absurdity? What if hallucinations are the psyche's way of dreaming while awake? What if depression is the soul's rebellion against numbness? What if madness is the price of sensitivity in a world gone dull? Is this sanity? A life spent scrolling, numbing, achieving, comparing, obeying? A culture that rewards conformity but punishes depth? That medicates feeling and monetizes distraction? Laing didn't think so. He saw that the real madness might be the silence of the sane, the ones who bury their anguish under productivity, the ones who never scream, never cry, never break, but slowly erode inside. You see now. Madness is not always chaos. Sometimes it is clarity, a radical honesty, a refusal to participate in the collective lie. It's not comfortable, it's not pretty, but it might be real. And that's what scares people the most. Laing believed that healing wasn't about restoring someone to society's expectations, but helping them become whole, remembering the self, piecing together the parts we hide, the voices we silence, the shadows we flee. He saw therapy not as a correction, but a companionship, a sacred witnessing. He didn't want to fix you. He wanted to understand you. So now you ask, what if we got it all backwards? What if society's definition of sanity is just consensus, mass agreement on what not to feel? What if the world doesn't want you to be well, but to be quiet? And what if the mad are not the broken ones, but the ones who refuse to break in the prescribed way? You were told to fear madness, but maybe, just maybe, it holds a map back to your soul. So, the next time you feel the cracks forming, the logic unraveling, the storm rising inside, don't rush to cage it, sit with it, ask it what it knows, because sometimes the mind must break, so the truth can break through.